and Global Head Utility Sector, Virtuoso Consulting and Technology. Over to you, Dr. Sinha. So you're on mute.
Good morning, all. Thank you, ICC, the Chamber of Commerce, give me this opportunity. And it's my pleasure to speak out across that, those who are the utility specialists. And I've seen that people are there across India and they are experienced and they are pioneer in this field. So definitely it's my pleasure to share some experience and what are the things we developed to as per the requirement of utility in the current student. So that's why I'm going to share and then further we'll discuss on that part. So thank you. Let's start. So I want to share my, can I share my presentation?
Sure, sir.
So I can go, yeah, let me share. My screen is visible?
Yes.
Okay. So today's agenda, most of the scene, if I go to the theme of this today's discussion, that how we can build that customer-centric smart utility solution. So why the customer-centric? If we look into the market today and market for utility has been changed drastically because I have been in this field more than I think like 25, 27 years. And I've seen the days on 90s and days now, okay, the drastically changed. That business has been totally transformed from the monopolistic business to today the competitive business. Earlier that electricity was some kind of welfare, but now it's electricity is a commodity. Okay. So each whenever there is a commodity, then there is a competition, there is a price, there is a value. So keeping in this context, let's move forward. Okay. So agenda will be like that. I just briefly introduce myself and my area of work in that utility space. I briefly introduce our organization. Then what are the contexts? I want to say that how the regulated, deregulated power utility market is, not only in India, across the globe. And definitely then what are the things we are doing? What are the products we have developed to look into this market and make the customer specific solution. And then we talk about the key functionality of that and what are our value proposition. So whenever I say VSU is Virtuoso is our company. So it's a platform. It's called the Virtuoso Smart Utility Platform. Under this platform, we developed many IT systems to take care of the requirement of the utility in line with the current demand. And then we talk about that working model. And of course, that we talk about the use cases. Use cases, what are the use cases it's been developed based on the smart metering for customer. And then definitely in the last, in the question and answer session. So brief about myself. Basically, I am an electrical engineer. I did my doctorate in the power system. I am having 27 years of experience. I am working this Virtuoso last 3 years. I am as a vice president and head of the utility. We are working around 7-8 countries. That in India, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Africa, all this area. And earlier, prior to that Virtuoso, I worked with Accenture, TCS, Capgemini, as the same with the utility space. I am also a certified energy auditor by Ministry of Power. And apart from that, in the IT space, since that I belong to basically the electrical engineering field. So I equally worked on the domain part as well as the IT part. So almost those who are the standard world-class solution like SAP for the billing CRM, metadata management for Siemens, Oracle, iTrend, AMI, and then network analysis, asset management. Almost I work predominantly UK and USA. I worked for USA for a long time, then UK, and almost all the state electricity board India. I worked in the different role, maybe a domain consultant, project manager, IT consultant. And also I published many technical papers and based on the IT solution for energy utility in the deregulated part of that scenario. That's about a brief about myself. About our organization. So comparatively, this organization is comparatively other IT company young. We are around 10, 11 years old. But only strength of our company is that we are focused only utility industry. Whenever it's a utility industry, it's across the value chain, starting from the generation, transmission, and distribution. We look into that electricity area. But equally, we are also looking into that distribution for gas. You know that CGD, that city gas distribution, is also picking up. Across the world, it is already they are in the business, and India is also last 2-3 years you see that picking up. So as per that, our focus point of view, we are focusing that. We are also we are partner on the all this world class product like that SAP, like Siemens, it is called e-meter, and then Itron, then Oracle, and then since that now total the concept is coming on the CSP, that cloud service provider. So we are also a partner of ESDS. So these are the ecosystem we have built, and we also partner of that AGS system NMG. So we are just trying to capture all the area within the utility space, starting from the smart metering to billing to ERP to that MDS, all area we are trying to cover, and that's that ecosystem has been built up so that we can provide a single window solution. Our headquarters in Dubai, but as you mentioned, we are across. We are working Middle East, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, then Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia. So all Southeast, Middle East, and Southeast Asia area. Now coming to the context, as you know, as I mentioned that earlier also, that see the utility industry, what I also experienced during my entire area, it is drastically changing. Okay, now that concept has gone, that it is a monopolistic business, that only that what are the things that utility can do, they can do, that concept is over. Even I walked in UK, I have seen that how it is competitive, as competitive today mobile operator they are in India. You have seen that competition. That competition I have seen there. UK is 100% deregulated market, and they are those who are the player working for the supply. They are called operator. They are not owning as such any distribution utility or distribution asset. Distribution utility distribution asset owned by some person, but this person is simply operator without having any capital as such. Only some system. So that I've seen that 100% competition. So that thing is changed. UK, USA also I've seen, but it is not 100%. It is 50% regulated and then 50% deregulated. If we look into the other utility area, Australia, other, that also deregulation happened. But the point I'm trying to bring here, that deregulation means that making that utility company accountable to the business and make to the customer specific, make it competitive. When it is a question of competitive, there comes the value proposition, there comes the price. Same thing is gradually happening in India. Although there is a big plan as per the Electricity Act 2003 to make that this restructuring reformation was started. The objective was to segregate the business of the state electricity board into 3 entities: Discom, Genco, and Transco. Objective was that Transco is to keep that in the government entity as a facility provider, as a facilitator, and then bring the competition on the 2 part, and the generation side as well as the distribution side. So generation side somewhat successful, but due to some reason it was not later on not that much successful because problem on the distribution side. Distribution side, although it has been restructured, but except that few areas, specifically as I told that Delhi, there are 2 companies, TPDTL and Rajdhani. But they are not so competitive each other. They have a distinct distribution zone. They are operating in there. But I've really seen in India in the real competition, and I experienced there because I worked for that area, that is Tata Power Mumbai, and I have seen in that competition between that time that Adani Electricity was named as a Reliance Power. I've seen that how the competition is between that Tata Power Mumbai and Reliance. They are competing each other to own that particular that customer in one place. Although it is not as simple to as the thing as mobile, because here that there is a physical supply will be required, but technically it is possible to bring the competition keeping that line same. So that thing is being happening, but of course that is only the percentage. I will say 2 to 3% to look into the total thing, but rest of the things still they are opportunity. Point is that the India is also potential area, and the market will be completely deregulated and it will be competitive, and we as a consumer have an option to select that distributor or operator as per our choice. Today we are doing for the mobile. So keeping this thing, we problem all these things now need the system. So realizing this requirement, we from the Virtuoso side, we initiated the process, developed the solution which can take care of all the requirement to improve the operational efficiency of the utility, and definitely end of the day, it's the customer satisfaction. This is exactly that what are the things we build up. This is called VSU. VSU is a Virtuoso smart utility. So it's basically single window pre-configured, pre-integrated, pre-development solution for smart metering, energy billing, accounting, and customer care. How the solution is there? So you know that since we have been working in the utility so many years and across the globe, and we know that what are the best practices applicable for utility. Based on that, we identified that business processes which is fit for that utility. If I look into the India perspective, what are the business processes fit for India? So we did that the pre-configured in the standard product, like say that mainly that the billing, ERP, and all this part, we taken that SAP S4HANA as the product. We configured that, and as you know, each product has a gap between that requirement and that the product mapping. So we developed those part also, which is required to specific to Indian utility. If you look into that requirement of the regulatory part, regarding the tax part, all this part that is specific, and every utility in unique in nature. If I cannot compare 100% between West Bengal State Electricity Board and Maharashtra State Electricity, there is a difference. There is some uniqueness. So at least 80 to 85% we try to capture. The remaining 50%, as I mentioned, every utility is unique. That will do. So that way we do the pre-configured, pre-developed, and if we look into that whole system, it is a pre-integrated. How it is pre-integrated? Left hand side, you say that the entire let's go starting from the smart meter. Only the smart meter in communication network is not in our scope because we are not line of that business. But in our point of view, AGS, that hidden system, which is called MDAS, Metadata Acquisition System, and then MDM, Metadata Management. After that, integration good MDM system with that all system required. And specifically, if we look into the SAP side, so definitely it's a billing part. Other part like OMS, outage management system, to manage the outage. And then of course the GIS to identify the location, and then on top of the set you see that customer portal, and two point customer portal on desktop, customer portal on mobile, and then I'll give you details what are the functionality has been covered in the customer portal, and then you gradually see in the right hand side. So this is our own developed. We have own IP on that. It is called that Virtuoso Smart Field Force Management System. It is managing that entire field work. Even it is a provision to take the meter reading. That's why you see the right side, we have shown a meter. Even that system can capture the meter reading there, including the photo, and send that backend system directly online. And then of course that after that the smart analytics part. So if we look into that, it is a single window system. It starts with the meter, it starts with that consumption, it starts with the billing, and then enter that thing is managing the customer. It is a customer portal sitting out today in the pandemic situation. Customer can manage every request starting from the new connection, complaint, service request, bill view, bill payment. Everything can be managed through the laptop or desktop, can be managed that thing also through the mobile apps. So that all these facilities there in a one box system. And this is also in modular in nature. Whenever I say modular in nature, you see that there are 10 components in this box, and you are not required because there are most of the case in India and post RPDRP scenario. This is a brownfield scenario. Brownfield means that at least that every state listed body has some kind of IT system they are in place. It may be hot solution, it may be custom solution, but things are in place. Only that few components they may need to replace, few components they need additional. So that case we can give it in modular in nature. If you're looking the smart metering, you can get it only for HS. You can look for customer portal. You can look for any field force management, analytics. What are the components? You can look. You can plug in that component to in your existing landscape or as a whole. All things in place. So that's the brief about our this issue overview and architecture. Then I quickly go through that what are the functionality being covered under this each area. So if we look at that step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I take a scenario, let's start with the new consumer. So definitely that consumer can raise the request from their first from their customer portal from mobile apps or desktop. They can raise the request for the new connection service. Once it is raised, it will come to that next level that is called the customer service part. It is a CRM part, and that is a part of the SAP S/4HANA. Then based on that request, after validation of all the required document, it will be processed. Once it processed, then it will be go to the next level, that is the field level. Then there is the application will come in picture, that is the field port management, taking care that all the work order management as per the instruction regarding the meter installation. Once that meter installation is done successfully, on the technical installation has been done in the backend system, next phase is coming the smart metering. If that meter is smart meter, if that meter is not smart meter, then smart meter definitely all not come in picture. Then other way we take the reading like through that handheld device, through the manual, what are the things. Let's assume it is a smart metering system, because in this forum we are talking about the smart metering part. So I am assuming that there is a smart metering system in place. So once then we capture the data from the smart metering as per that the billing cycle. Once it is done, then it will go to the next level. That once I say that smart metering, it assumes that all the data is validated as per the guideline of the utility, and then that backend system will get the data as per their request. Once that data will be received at the backend system, next level is that do the billing and invoicing. And once that billing and invoicing has been done, the next level is to be making the payment. And of course, that payment and the revenue management. And then, of course, that payment once comes the payment and non-payment part. So one major component will come in picture, which is also related to the smart metering part. That is the disconnection and the reconnection of the part. So disconnection, reconnection, it means that if there is a non-payment and it is recognized there, then what happened? That one service request will be created from the backend system from the number 3, and it will move to number 4, and number 5, then it will move to number 4, and finally through AGS it will be disconnected, and the acknowledgement will be received by the backend system. The meter has been disconnected. Disconnection may be happen many regions, not only for the non-payment. If there is some region, there is any fire, there is anything emergency is there, the line to be disconnected immediately. So you can within 5 to 10 seconds you can disconnect that customer sitting at your office. Also, sometimes it's happened the vigilance and theft. Okay, so that kind of case where there is some kind of vigilance and theft is found, and something mal-operation, anything, any kind of suspicious thing happen, that case also it will required to do the disconnection. Okay, and once the disconnection, any similar process in the reconnection process, again the reconnection process can be initiated from the backend system, and then reconnection maybe after receiving the payment, it is a non-payment related, and other payment if it is whenever you will get the instruction or order for the reconnection. Sometimes it's required for the temporary disconnection, reconnection. Somebody going abroad for 3 months, 6 months. So there is a, some of the utility, there is a provision. They can apply for disconnection of their supply. So in that case also, they want to receive the request. You can do the temporary disconnection for the system. Again, on the person will come back, we adopt the application that you have to restore his connection. Again, you can do the reconnection part. One of the important part I want to highlight here also in this perspective, that one that the revenue leakage, protection of the revenue leakage, how that system will help you to leakage your revenue. So you know that we all know those are in the utility and the day-to-day practice, there are many kind of tempering, force tempering happen. Some are natural problem happens within the CTPT box of the meter, the current transformer and potential transformer that is there. Sometimes due to aging or due to some reason, the CT or PT may disconnect. Okay. So once that CT and PT is disconnected immediately, so in our system there is a provision to declare the critical and non-critical item events. So let's assume that CT/PT is a critical and very critical item. Why I am telling you, if the CT is missing or one of the 3 CT is missing there, so there is a direct impact on the meter reading. So it will directly it will become 2/3. If 1 CT, it will 2 things 1/3. So direct impact on the revenue. The moment there is any CT or PT missing, that event will be passed from the meter to head-end system, then head-end system to MDM system. MDM system then will generate a service request to backend system. That's that your any system. Our case it is SAP system, and then as per the workflow, if you put out that thing, the person, the field engineer or authority, that a notification will go to him on his mail as well as in mobile that so and so consumer meter that CP has been disconnected or meter, so that concerned person, concerned engineer can take immediate action to restore that thing, so that they can immediately plug that leakage. So this is one of the one of the important example for that. Similarly, there are many use cases are there as a critical, non-critical, and finally, of course, that all the analytics part in terms of that both sides, not on the MDM side, on consumer satisfaction, cybersecurity, all these things can be generated. It can be shared with the customer portal. The customer portal as well as the utility for their own analytics, and based on that they can take the corrective measure. So what the point I'm trying to say, I just narrated one scenario. So there are many scenarios there we can discuss and due course of time or whenever we get the opportunity to discuss further. But just a glimpse that entire that scenario of the utility and the current date to make it that customer centric, operation efficiency centric. All this point has been taken care. I'll go to the next very quickly some use cases for the smart metering, and that's specifically how that smart metering. So am I audible?
Request everybody to be on mute, please. Ansari, Mr. Ansari, can you please be on mute? I would request the host to kindly put Mr. Ansari on mute. Yeah. Sorry, Dr. Sana.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So now I'm going to some of the use cases and very specific to the customer, how that that VSU system helps customer to get the day-to-day data in integration with the MDM system with that customer portal. That customer portal, as I mentioned, it is available in mobile apps also. You can see and track all these things. So first of all, is that interval consumption data. You can see that what are the interval consumption data, depending upon the consumer profile as per the requirement. It's a domestic, commercial, industrial. So they can get that interval data on the daily basis. Okay, how much consumption pattern from that weekly basis, monthly basis, as per the requirement. So and even require that if the requirement is such kind of open access customer. So the system has a provision for getting the 15-minute intervals data and 96 hour data also you can see. And from that it can that may help you on two part. One part definitely it will help you to do the demand side management, and definitely another key important area, especially in the peak hours, that dealing with the demand response part. So this definitely help, but depending on what is your purpose, based on that can capture the data. Then month wise, yes, so month wise and comparable data. So I can take the 2 years data in place. The 2 years means today 2021. I'm in the month of July, or say that in the month of August. I can compare my consumption as compared to last year July, last year August. So that give me a just kind of some kind of say that view that how the consumption is going on, why the control has to be done. So this is another. Third is the neighborhood consumption. This is very important. I am telling you, it is a very socio political thing. Why I am telling you, we being Indian, it is very much applicable. Why I am telling you, we are more concerned our neighborhood as more to us. Why I am telling you, last month practical example of my house. So and every time we feel that everybody's electricity bill is high. Upon that, after replacement of that electromagnetic meter by digital meter, every Indian feel that all the meter running fast without any technical reason. It is just perception being generated that these meter are running high. So that's the perception, and always everybody feel that their bill is high. So I'm giving you one practical example last month. So whatever the bill for me, and since that the summer season, so all the AC and other is to run. So definitely bill is to come comparatively very high according to the remaining years. So it was already high. So I see the bill and see, I understood it is high, but I know the why it is high, because I know that what are the AC was running, so it's definitely high. But my wife was very much worried and very concerned. The bill is so high. He is talking many good word for me, also good word for state electricity board, why it is high. And then she is searching by his own, because I am residing in a complex. So of course I used to search with the neighborhood. Within a half an hour, within our time, she collected that what are the bill for other 10 neighborhood. And then after that, she relaxed. So I see that happiness. She was very worried. First time when I say this is the bill, After 1 hour, the things is completely changed, and she told me so and so at least maintain that five neighbor, their bill is higher than our bill, and she is satisfied. Now bill is not no more high. Bill is okay. So point I'm trying to bring here, it is not only the bill, it is just some kind of happiness is there also, and it's also feel good factor. So these also we are taking care that part. You can capture in your say that if I is residing in a society and there is a 500 consumers, so we can map that 500 consumer, can show what are the total consumption of the consumer, can show what are the my consumption they are, and then say what are the average consumption of the society. So that help me so that whether in line with that any that measures has to be taken to control my that consumption. So that's another point. So that definitely will help, and I think that that is very much not only it will help the individual, definitely it will help individual in society and individual in nation, because we all are working in the different method to reduce that energy consumption. Some of the DSM, the demand side management, energy efficiency equipment, whole objective. If you look into that Bureau of Energy Efficiency perspective, end of the day objective, how can that reduce that our energy consumption, make it more efficient, so that we can need to less investment on the generation side. So although it is individual level, but I see there is a bigger means for the nation level. Then time of the use. So you know that India operates as the on peak, off peak, and all these things. So all the data you can see in the day basis, that or in the month basis, different weekly basis as per your requirement. So and this all will be available in the customer portal to see all these things, and definitely it will help the analysis, and definitely it will the corrective measures if required. Then time of use is the more or less same, and then on-demand meter reading. One more important point is on-demand meter reading. So as you know that our system is end-to-end. Okay, end-to-end means that it is connected to the smart meter reader up to that customer portal level. Even customer can ask for the on-demand reading for that. Okay, on-demand, and say that, but you say that you after looking into your bill, if you say that what are the reading, that final reading they are shown, this is not exactly. Of course, there will be some gap that today and meter reading date, maybe there's some change, but at least you will get some idea that yes, what are the bill is showing that in line with that my actual bill. No need to go to, normally our tendency is that if I see there is a doubt in the bill, I used to go to the down, normally in that ground floor, and see that what is the reading is there, and then I try to satisfy myself that what are the bill is there in line with that. But that is practically always is not possible. Even most of the cases not possible. So that is there is a provision from our customer portal. You can directly call that demand and you can see that. So that's all the few of the use cases. Now I talk almost I might talk about that next, that what are the value proposition we bringing for the utility industry. So first I mentioned earlier also, we have tried to provide in a box solution. And this solution is pre-configured, pre-developed, pre-integrated across that all the system, as I mentioned, starting from that MDS to backend system to analytics to customer portal to outage management system, GIS and SCADA. So all that things are there in a box solution, and this solution is available on premises on the cloud deployment. So it is compatible to on premises. You are having existing data center, you can host that thing in that you're there. Also, you can host in the cloud. And this system is available in the OPEX and CAPEX way. As you know that in India, so now that OPEX thing is also start running. OPEX means that per bill, per customer charge to the utility, or per meter, per month data. So there are two kind of OPEX concept is there. One on the billing side, per bill, per month charge, depending upon your type of bill, domestic, commercial, and HT. And similarly, case from the meter side, since that now that era is smart metering time, so meter is being also sold on the per month basis, so per month per meter data. And capex so is the conventional method. Okay, so there is a fixed price kind of things based on that. What are the things you require out of this all component? In addition to that, if any additional requirement is there, what are our offering? In addition to that, we add that one, and of course, definitely capex will change. What are the things that faster ROI? It means that you can the biggest point here that our timeline perspective. So since that most of the things are pre-configured, so our deployment timeline is drastically reduced. I'm giving a live example. Recently, we deployed our VSU system in Mizoram Power, and we deployed that entire VSU system except that smart metering part. Whenever I see that billing, customer CRM, energy audit, and the customer portal, within a 3 months time, and within a 3 months time, it has gone live successfully and it is running. So it is drastically reduced. Normally, if you look into that conventional timeline is 7 to 8 months, and it may be go to 12 to 15 months depending upon the requirement. So it is a totally different approach, different methodology, and it's the first step. So definitely, this is the one point. Then we can do SLA based. The other option is there. If there is some SLA point of view that we can discuss, and then of course that we also some business process improvement. As I told, we are part of the business process engineering team is also there. They want to improve their business processes. Then definitely will help. Okay. And as I mentioned, that solution is include all the area as mentioned there. And of course that some are the product of the part of the world leader products, some of the part of our old solution as a validation to make the as a package as a complete solution. Here is the working model. As I mentioned that we try to fast track implementation and all the critical processes. All the critical means that what are the processes required to be implemented. So we within 3 months time that include everything. It is not include training, UAT, SIT, data migration. One of the big part is their data migration. So it depending upon the utility, volume of the utility. So data migration is the bigger role. So that takes substantial time. And then flexible support model after implementation, that it is all up to you. You can take that flexible support on the component wise, on the hours wise, all things. When any additional requirement is there, that is to be also done. So all flexible supporting model is there. We can also, if you go for the OPEX model, we are open to do the day-to-day operation, both case OPEX and CAPEX after implementation. If somebody has a managed service point, so we manage that centralized team to as a managed service for utility for their run their VSU system. And last one is that the KPI based services. If there is some targeted KPI like reduction of efficiency losses, reduction of P&D losses, increase of billing efficiency, increase of collection efficiency, increase of customer satisfaction, sci-fi ID, what other things there. So pre-decided that SLA thing, also KPI based thing also works, and of course that our payment terms will be based on that estimate. So from that, with this, I think with this I am done. Okay, that's all from my side. So thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. This is
Thank you,
Shankar
sir.
Mukherjee. This is Shankar
Good
Mukherjee
afternoon,
from
sir.
CEC.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I listened to your lecture, your deliberation. It was an excellent one. I have a small query that apart from
Yes, sir.
energy efficiency, data management, and this energy auditing activities, you are getting, since you were connected to smart meters, you are getting a plethora of data. So from the customer point of view and the futuristic projection, do you have any, have you carried out any services in that particular function, that is, load forecasting in zone basis and identifying customers' choice, which can again be supplemented to FMCG organizations based on their consumption pattern and the billing graphs. They do, the consumers, millions of consumers of various utilities they carry out. So it can be a different revenue stream of utility business. Do you have any plan to work on that, on basically working on the basis of data analytics?
Yeah, so data analysis, see that we are giving a one thing, that energy portfolio management, that's we're giving one of the option is there. So whatever the data they are getting from there, they based on all this data, the analysis, as well as vis-a-vis that their cost for the supply, all this part. So whenever they managing the energy portfolio, one side, that what are the data I am saying, say that let's assume a particular distribution level, if I understood. And when the distribution is capturing all this data from all these consumer and as well as the data from all the suppliers, and then they do the analysis based on that, what are the cost supply economic point of view, and based on the load forecasting, if they based on their mix of their generation and mix of their supply, they can switch within that their source and to make it more cost effective part. So definitely that will ask that we call the energy portfolio management, mixing of that your consumption as well as the generation part in the economic. Hope sir I answered.
Any other question?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes. There is a question from Mr. Jatin, how to fill the communication gap between AGS and MDM?
Pardon?
How to fill the communication gap between AGS and MDM?
How to fill the AGS communication between AGS and
MDM.
see AGS and MDM as such there is no communication gap. AGS and MDM is a very proven and robust integration. It's a IT system. It's not a part of the communication part. So there are proven methodology to integrate. And in our case, we use to a UA. You know, what are the product is being used in our landscape? That is called Siemens Energy IP product. And Siemens Energy IP is a flexible adapter, so that can connect with that that can any HES, any HES. So the only point is that that HS has to convert their data into our required the XML format data, but that's not a big deal. It's a proven and it is working fine. So there is as such no challenge, because not only in this case, also I have experienced this in my career also. I have implemented around 7-8 MDM implementation case. So I have seen that this thing is not a challenge as far the HS and MDM is concerned.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. There's a
Sir, I want to ask question regarding the answer Mr. Jaroop Sinha is giving regarding the gap between HES and MDM. We are facing this issue as a major issue in our smart meter project. So we have.
Can you tell me what kind of issue? Yeah, then I can able to answer you.
Sir, actually we are installing around 3 lakh meters in Haryana, Discom, and there is a gap around 12,000 non-communicated meters from HES.
Yes.
We are getting the figure of 12,000, and in MDM we are getting the figure around 25,000. And in between HES and MDM, there is a gap of around 13,000 meters. These are not communicating.
No, then I think there is an issue with that your communication. Maybe that I don't know which HES is being used. So there is one challenge is there.
HES of Trilliant. HES is of Trilliant, and MDM is of Oracle product. Oracle.
Yes,
Oracle. Yes, sir.
It is Haryana, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So yeah, Haryana, I know that is Oracle MDM is there. Okay, so I don't think there should be issue with this Trilliant. Okay, so maybe that the team who worked on that part, I don't know they used any middleware or not. If it is things are not through middleware, some cases if you have to see that if that what are the point to point. But normally we used to integrate it 3 way in between the HES MDM. One, that file service mode. Second, that your web service mode. And third is the middleware. So I don't know whether you are using any middleware or all these things is being happened through web service or that file service. So which mode you are using in between these two applications?
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Actually, the issue is communication between the HES and the MDM is a batch process. And for a batch, it takes around 2 days to complete. So are there chances so that it can be on real time? We have data in HES.
No, it depends. That's why I'm telling you what kind of information you are looking from meter. See, if it is the real time, as I say that it's a critical event or something, or on-demand report or disconnection, reconnection, they are the real-time information. You need that time within a hardly delay of 5 to say that 3 to 5 seconds, not beyond that.
As well as the events also.
Pardon?
I want reads and as well as the events also.
Events also you are getting the delayed response, you meant to say?
Yeah.
Then there is a challenge. Then there is a challenge in between the there is an issue and between that integration part. Okay. This should not be. This should not be. Even events should not be the critical event. It means that what are the integration methodology applied. So it is not the job of the product. Either it is not the job of the product of this Brilliant, not the job of the product of Oracle MDM. It is the job of the system integrator. So it means that whatever the job has been done in the system integrator, that is not perfect. That's why this is switch coming. Otherwise, this business should not come.
So you are suggesting that this part comes on system integrator and we have to work on Trilliant part only.
No, that's fine. See, it's not I'm telling you, it's not a product related issue. There is no issue with the either. See, both the product are world-class products. So they are matured. When I say that world-class product, these are a matured product to take care of the scenario. So as per product is concerned, neither there is an issue in the Oracle side, neither is an issue in the Trilliant side. Issue comes in between that integration. And whenever there is an integration, then system integrator come in place. So now all that skill of the system integrator to integrate both the system or any other system, if that is not done perfectly, then that issue is ongoing. And I have seen that part also.
Sir, we have L&T in place as our system integrator for a smart metering project. So what kind of suggestion you advise so that
I will suggest to ask them to revisit if then nothing is working, if that middleware is not there, if say that one-to-one, point-to-point integration is not being worked in your place due to some reason, then I will request let's introduce that middleware in between that HES and MDM, so that if normally see no other solution is there, then case is the last and solution is that introduce the middleware in between that HES and MDM, so that no problem will be occurred. If not, that point-to-point integration is not done properly. So that is the last option.
okay.
And
So,
in your case, it is Oracle. I think Oracle Fusion will be perfect to do that case. But it is the last option. Again, I am telling you, it is not the first choice. It is the last option, and nothing is possible. To the point-to-point is the first preference, because but if it is not possible, then of course that whenever you introduce another application, it's a middleware, then not only it increase the cost also, it will increase the effort also. So that's definitely it's not an economic solution, but technically it's a proven solution.
okay, thank you, sir.
Request all participants to please put your questions forward.
Sir, one more question
Yeah, please.
from Haryana Discom. Sir,
Yeah, please.
we are facing, this is one is a practical problem, like a ground problem we are facing. We are facing problem of interchanged meter number updation in two neighbor sites while installing smart meters. Like we have meter number and reading mismatch already there. So when a person go to the site of consumer and install the smart meter, then what kind of data analytics we can place to solve this issue of interchange meter number of two neighbors? Please, if any help you can provide.
Can you please repeat the interchange? I am not exactly. So you are saying that you are replacing the meter, or it's a new installation of smart meter?
It is a new installation of smart meter. Earlier there is a.
So you are replacing that your standard digital meter by smart meter, right?
Right, sir. And
Okay,
because we have already mismatch in meter number and reading, so we are not sure whether this meter is of that consumer or this meter is of that consumer. So we are interchange meter number updation of two neighbors. This is
See, it is at the basic level, it is a master data level issue. Okay, it is not
Yeah.
a operation related issue, right?
yes, sir.
So whatever what is the normal practice? So normal practice is that when we install the meter at the premises, consumer premises, once that we successfully installed, then we capture all the data related to meter in terms of what are the things are there. It's a and specific to particular consumer, meter serial number, CT ratio, PT ratio, meter reading, any other information, multiplying factor. What are the things? It is a one time. This is a static in nature until unless you replace the meter. Okay. So and then you upload into your customer database in the backend system, and then that all start from there. If anything is wrong here, so there is no other option. Only have to recheck the point. No other option is there to any other intelligence is not there to check the meter and see. Only intelligence that you have to revisit the thing. And if say that there is any doubt, you have to just again you have to do the field visit, recapture all the data, have to correct the master data. Because
This is the
master data,
major
this master data is static data. Whatever the things is there, it will not change until unless you make the change.
So this is the major issue we are while installing the smart meters.
No,
So-
that's not an issue. I am telling you, it is more on the, I say that work practice is the ground level, how we can managing the team there, how we can scheduling that smart metering installation, and how we are monitoring that. It is more on the, I will say, it is more on the field management issue, because you have to track the thing. You have a schedule a meter installation. And of course, that there should be some kind of audit process at the same time. If somebody installed, some auditor has to come within a day or two, recheck all the data before uploading into your backend system as a final. So it is a cross check kind of thing. I think that if you follow this practice, I think definitely this error will be removed. But it is more on the field level issue, not on the any other kind of technical issue. It is more the human related issue.
Thank you.
Mr. Bhavik Kumar Desai has asked a question: which technology is better for smart meter or AMI? GPRS or
Madam, little
RF?
loudly. Madam, little loudly.
Which technology is better for smart meter or AMI, GPRS or RF?
See, it is not which technology is better, which technology is good, which there is not at such not there is a direct answer. It is all depends on first what utility wants and also the topography of the utility. Okay, so as you know that in between the smart meter AGS, that various communication system is there, RF communication is there, GPRS communication is there. So both need to be considered from the technology perspective and economic perspective and the topography perspective. How we are going to say that, for example, supposed to be you want to capture the data in the particular zone irrespective of anything. Whenever I say irrespective of anything, whether it is a single phase meter, whether it is 3-phase meter, whether it is downstream meter, commercial meter, HT meter. So I'll suggest, and your area is that in the case of say the almost the plain area, and in the single area, so definitely that case is RF is more efficient, because that case is that you can capture all this data on the single point without much investment, or much investment means operational investment. Definitely capital investment is there to set up all these things. And but if it is a distributed one, say that if you are a geographically distributed big area and if you want to select it, say that I am telling you, some of the utility is now preferring that only capture that high value consumer as a smart meter. It is their strategy. Let's go with the first that high value, then go to the commercial, and then go to the 3-phase domestic, and lastly that single phase domestic. So there is nothing correct and wrong kind of thing. It is all that utility strategy. And if the geography is distributed long and you have a selected meter, but definitely that case that GPRS is the most fit that case, because that case says that individual meter has to be communicated direct to the AGS. So these are the things are there, but as such there is no as such bad technology, good technology. Both the technology equally good, but all depends upon that where you want to use and what are the your roadmap.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question from the audience? So, Dr. Sinha, after your concluding remarks, we would move on to Mr. Agarwal.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. So I'll just conclude the thing. See that today is the date for technology. The date for technology in the sense that, as I mentioned earlier also, that utility operation thing has been changed drastically. Now today electricity became a commodity and we have to all sell that as a commodity. So always there is a commodity and selling to the customer and consumer is your first preference. So all the solutions should be consumers specific, consumer centric, and definitely at the same time make it that more economic, more consumer centric, more consumer oriented and consumer satisfaction. Then definitely there is a need there is a need now to improve the operational efficiency, reduction of the losses, reduce the tariff, and of course end of the day increase the customer satisfaction. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Thank you, ICC. Thank you, Shankar sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now we have Mr. Mayur Agarwal, Head of Delivery from Virtuoso Consulting and Technology. Over to you, Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you, Serene. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, ICC, for giving me an opportunity to showcase the capabilities and the experience that we carry in the utilities space. I would thank you for the warm welcome, as well as thank you participants to be there for us to help you and make you aware of the various technology movements that are happening across the world and how the utility sphere is evolving and transforming its business course. So I would like to just take you through a journey where what we did, how we did, what are the things that can help you. And my colleague Arup has already highlighted very key and important points around the CRM development that has happened so far. The utility has shaped itself in a digital transformation course altogether. And that has happened over a period of time. And we have been lucky enough in last 2 decades, we have been a part of this journey. We have seen the ups and downs of this industry. And at the same time, we have seen the sheen, which is now the smart metering side, which has transformed the world altogether. So we are moving toward the smart scenarios, but at the same time, it is very important to make sure whether these smart devices are talking to you and making sense to you, giving you the proper efficiency or not. Okay, so I'll just share my screen. I'll also take you through a part of a journey that I've been a part of and how we have seen the growth altogether. So I'm also from Virtuoso. Virtuoso Consulting has been in a growth part since last 10 years now. We have been we are headquartered in Dubai, but at the same time, we have our presence in almost all the Middle Eastern countries and also a very prominent presence in India. So we are around 200 plus consultants. And at the same time, we have domain expertise in your utilities sphere as well. We do SAP, we do Oracle, we do end-to-end integrations, we do smart meetings, we do CRM solutions. And we are also a very robust partner with our ecosystem, with our infrastructure partners as well. We have our technological partners as well as our quality standards, which we maintain in every project that we do. So this is just a nutshell, which has already been explained. Now the utility spectrum. So when we talk about utilities, it's not only about electricity or water. There are a set of services that a utility can provide. So like in Dubai, we have district cooling. Like in UK, we have district heating. We have waste management. Similarly, electricity and water being the prominent part of utilities. Now, when we say utility, it has its own spectrum. It has different areas through which the generation, transmission, distribution, retails comes into picture. So over a period of time, there has been a transformation in almost all these segments. And there are solutions which has taken place within these spectrum sections, which has evolved this particular industry into a different level. So you see there are different focus areas which are placed against key processes. So there are business cycles, which is generation, transmission, distribution, retail. There are key business processes, which any industry of utility would be utilizing. It depends upon the quantum and the size, but at the same time, all these business processes are equally applicable. Then there are focus areas where a particular industry, a particular life cycle of a business would be interested in. That is where we come into picture. But most of these business cycles are in an industry in itself, and every industry has its own specific solution, its own issues and concerns, which can be addressed through a right solution at the same time with the right experience that a company can carry. Now, in the distribution part, where I understand the majority of, I would say, the day-to-day issues lies, is a whole robust spectrum of solutions that we carry, and this can be deployed as and when required. As part of the offerings, we have various offerings that we provide in terms of a company, but I'll not go into details of it. But as in part, we can help you in counseling, we can help you in IT solution and services, we can help you in maintaining your assets, as well as in terms of optimizing and digitizing your process altogether. Some of the utilities references all across the world we have been part of one of the major utilities in the world. Why I'm highlighting this is like this helps in terms of carrying some rich experiences which is there relevant to utilities, and at the same time bringing the global exposures, bringing the best practices from across the world. So we have been a part of distribution company in India. There are two very big distribution companies which are there part of India. So we have been there, we have been implementing AGS, MDM and infrastructure, as well as we have been a part of utility and CRM solution. In Saudi Arabia, we have been a leader integrator for more than 5 million consumer base, and that is one of the biggest utility in the Middle Eastern region. We have done some like digital transformation in Turkey, both in terms of AMI as well as utility, as in billing solution. We have a rich experience in energy trading and in utility, which we have done in Philippines. African market, we have tapped a lot, where we have seen the smart solutions, how it evolves. It evolved from the first place from South Africa itself. So that is where the smart solutions evolved, and that is where we are a part of. We have been lucky enough, and there we have learned a lot many things which can go wrong and how to fix them. Then there are certain utilities which we have been a part of in Turkey or maybe in South Africa, in Delhi, as well as we have been a part of some of the region, some of the utilities in Kuwait, in Bahrain. So that is what the references talks about. Now, some of this, because the forum specifically was from a CRM capability, CRM solutioning point of view, or how the CRM solutions can help in terms of improvising your customers, or how customer service can be enhanced. This is why we are showcasing the capabilities around it. So we have done CRM projects of various magnitudes, highest to the most lowest, but at the same time, the solution capabilities is what we are trying to demonstrate. So CRM in itself can be a standalone solution, as well as it can be a solution which can integrate with your billing solution in the backend, or to your ERP solution, depending upon the scenarios that you have. So we have been a part of Philippines, Lesotho, Saudi Arabia, as I said, India, Bahrain, Kuwait, and the level of scope, if you see, it is of major magnitude. We have done right from smart meeting integration to the backend billing, end to end, all the business processes that solution carries. So that gives an confidence also, and at the same time, it gives us confidence to us also to deliver the right solution of whichever complexity that you have in the most optimized time. Now, this is something which my colleague Arup has already given you in detail, in a very, very detailed manner. I'll not take much time on this, but at the same time, this VSU is the backbone of any solution that you might be looking today or in future. Why? Virtuoso Smart Utility is a product which is pre-configured, and with a major with the global codes, which means you need not to worry about the solution capabilities because it is already proven. The solution which exists is already available and running in your industry. What we have done is we have transformed that into a box. So when I say a box, today every utility requires a smart meter, and that smart meter should be capable enough to generate the right revenue for you. In order to do that, there are a lot many solutions required, and to make that happen, we have the end-to-end solution with us. So backend billing, so from HES, MDM, backend billing, together with analytics, portal, revenue management, mobile app, you name it, we have it. Some of the various advantages, like it is available on cloud, it is available on-premise, it is both available in OPEX and CAPEX, very important. Today, the major financial crises that a utility is facing or a government might be facing, we can cater to that as well. So we can be there with you as your partner on a pay-as-you-go model. We have a franchisee, we can help you as part of your franchisee. So we have seen in various utilities, state utilities, there are franchisee models which are getting prevalent in order to circumvent the losses, and then you have a fixed revenue that you generate from a particular franchisee, and that is direct profit to you. That is also a model that we can help you with. We can be your extended arm. At the same time, my utility solution is SAP certified. So you can get that from SAP App Store. At the same time, it is certified from SAP. So we provide you, and we claim it that we provide you the fastest digital transformation in a real-time basis. So within 6 months, your entire utility can be transformed. So that is what we claim, and we have some references around it, where one of the reference of Mizoram, Mr. Arup has already highlighted. Now, what are VSU offerings? Now, in any utility you might be looking for a billing solution. You might be looking for somebody who can operate on it. You might be looking that, okay, please come and integrate the billing solution with the smart metering. Okay, can you please migrate my system? Can you please upgrade my system? Or can you be my IT support? So all those answers are yes to when you take VSU. So within that model, we can help you in terms of reshaping your solution. We can optimize your solution. We can enhance your business processes. We can help you on upgrades. We can help you on CRM solutions if you're specifically looking only for CRM. You can, if you're looking for something which one of my colleague asked about the issues related to meter reading, so that we have a solution which can cater and help you in terms of rectifying your data. We have an intelligent bus which can integrate with any of the backend system or the front-end system to get the data real time. And very importantly, to get you an overview of your utility, we have a robust reporting system. These are all in an a la carte basis, so you can choose any one of them which is to your need, and we can help you in terms of your journey. This is a value proposition that we bring into, like it is more than 5,000 man-months of specialized experience that we put into this solution. There are more than 80 plus high-level business processes which is already pre-configured and inbuilt. More than 1,000 plus business scenarios, variants of those business processes are available and pre-configured. We have a robust delivery methodology which helps in terms of delivering the solution faster. We have a workflow-based solution, which means very minimal interaction of your key users would be required, or your end users will be required. So the chances of errors are very low. It is a role-based system, which means we give you the best practices which is required for a role to be able to handle the solution, so that you do not face any challenges in terms of audits or controls. In my API layer helps in terms of integrating any solution to any solution. That is the capability that we have drawn. So it is all API based that we have already pre-configured and available as part of my packages. And the document repository is immense, which helps in terms of driving those solutions faster, giving you the handover faster, giving you the documentation faster, so that you can run your journey as well. Now, I will just quickly take you to some of the very small aspects of what customer service and billing solution is. So you can see the charts and all, but very high level. So you have a billing solution, you have a CRM solution, and together within that, we can help you in energy audit also. So all three packages, solution is packaged well integrated within my solution, which is as part of one of the offering of USU. It also can integrate with Energy IP. or any MDM which is available in the market. Portal, it has already been explained in detail. So these are some of the high level value proposition that I carry. And in my portal, you can do all those business functions that you might be doing in your portal. Over and above, there are certain smart features, which my colleague has already highlighted to you. But basic functions, important functions, and key valuable functions, you can do it. Like, for example, taking the meter reading in this COVID scenario from your customers. Now, this is something as a facility, you can take those online from your customer in a validated way. It will not be a junk data, and this will be demonstrated. This is validated by the system. And if the reading is within that permissible limit, it is accepted by the system. So that is the way in which the solution works. So a lot of intelligence has been built in to make sure that you get what is right for you as well as for the customer. At the same time, there are other features that we can go in detail, but otherwise this is in a very high level. So this is a smart meter integration readiness that we have already been ready with. One of my colleague was asking for meter data integration with head-end. So obviously it can be done with a like a plug and play adapters, which are available between two solutions which are available, or it can also be handled via an integration bus. Now there are certain things that you can engage a party and you can start doing the integration, but with us, these are something which is readily available. I can start that implementation 3 months later, which means I'm ready with something which is pre-configured and obvious. So the business processes that you see within HES or an business process that you see within an MDM, those business processes which are standard are available and is ready. So when you ask us to implement these kind of integrations, we come with 70% ready solution. That is what we call as readiness. So the end-to-end gamut for the entire utility is where we can help you with. Virtuoso Omni, we have been talking about it. So this is something which is an integration hub, and it has a loads of features. So like any other ESB, it is intelligent, it is multifunctionally packaged. It has different repositories. There are functions around protocol, like the various functions are available so that you can do your monitoring and all. So this is from an integration perspective. We have adapters for SAP, for Oracle, or any third-party billing solution which you might be having. So we can integrate that in a pretty quicker time because we have the repository available, and within that we can encapsulate those APIs, and we can transform them. So whether it be an outage management system or your GIS or SCADA, these are something that we can integrate in a very, very faster way. Today, this is what the requirement of the world goes around. I need something which is quick, which is fast, cheap, effective, and world-class. One of the very important feature which I was highlighting was the field force application that we have in-house. It helps you in terms of asset management. It can help you in spot billing. It can help you in field operations, and also can help you in utilities meter reading. So one of the aspects which was just asked in in the session was regarding how we can utilize or we can rectify the issue of mismatch meters being installed. So obviously there is a criteria of GIS coordinate. These GIS coordinates are getting captured, geo coordinates. These are getting captured when a person with my mobile application goes to a particular meter. If it is a barcode enabled, you have to scan it. And when you scan it, your meter will come. Now this meter can be of anybody. This meter is mapped to a particular name or a consumer. You will take the reading, you will send the bill, and that bill will go to a different address because the customer was different. But there is a very important feature that a geocode of the meter which is available in my system and geocode of the meter which is on the physical premise, both should match. If not, there's an alert in our system which can help you to give you a report, which can give you an understanding that these are the records which you need to see or inspect, that there might be a mismatch meter. So similarly, there are various important key aspects which are inbuilt and available within the system altogether to give you these exceptional advices, exceptional insights, so that you can optimize and make your operations efficient. Similar, so I'm just giving an overview. So we'll just key it at choose the key topics. Okay. Now VSU analytics, this is also something which is enhanced. So you might be having various softwares which can give you a reporting in a very jazzy way, where the reporting can happen in a very very intuitive manner. So this analytics reporting is very much focused to utilities, because we understand the business, because we understand what is the requirement, and we understand certain best practices all across the world. So we have put in all those knowledges into this software. And this helps in terms of giving not only the insight of your day-to-day business as usual operational issues, because those algorithms are inbuilt, but also give you some kind of a predictions for future, which can give you a readiness so that you can make your system, your operations ready to face that issue coming in future, or you can minimize that risk. So that way we have various sections in which the modules are defined. So there is a metadata management section of analytics, which is separately there. So that is where the roles and authorizations are also being kept. The packages are being kept. So any utility, if they require only the metering related analytics, it is available. If it is only billing related, it is available. If they require both, it is available. Any external insight, that is also available. So that is what we are trying to highlight. So whether it be CRM, whether it be metering, whether it can be energy efficiency, whether it be finance or payments or billing or GIS, HES, all those analytics can be centralized through the software, and you can get a bird eye view from a various department level, that what is right and what is wrong, or where you need to act on. So there are around 28 discrete dashboards which we have built in. There MDM, there are 190 plus reports that is already available. In ISU, there are 185 plus reports which is available for you to help for you to go through it, so that you can increase or understand your operational challenges, or to take the right decisions or form a strategy as and when required. So this is where I thought that I'll just give you an insight, and thank you very much. This is all that I had to share. So I'm open for any question. So, and this is a product that can help leverage all your operational issues that you are facing in today's day-to-day business. Thank you so much.
Mr. Agarwal, there's a question from the audience, Premiula Morris. Will all these work in Linux platform?
Yeah, platform agnostic. So the point is that there are softwares, Linux being an operating system. Yes, the backend solution is built on Linux for us. The front end or the MDM or HES solution that you choose depends upon which vendor you choose. So we are over here saying that the solution we can help you a solution which can work in your Linux platform. So the answer is yes, it will work. But at the same time, if there is any criteria which you have to lay down based on your existing infrastructure, that we need to study. And then based on this, we can always confirm you. This solution can work in Linux platform.
Next question from Mr. Jatin. How to use MDM data reports in the theft detection?
Okay, hi Jatin. So MDM data reports. So basically, whenever, as you say that I think you asked a question also. So when the data is being received from HES to MDM, there is there are a lot many events getting captured, but at the same time, there are certain validations that MDM also does. Based on that, there is an algorithmic report that VSU has also developed, but otherwise in general, MDM also has. But over and above, with more efficiency and expertise, we have built in an add-on. Now, what is that? It is that the MDM data which is getting captured, it has to run through certain algorithms. Like, for example, my meter reading for the last 2 days was something 100 units. And suddenly there is a spike for 200 units. Now, this is an alarm or a detection which will be captured from HES to MDM. Now, this is a log which gets created. Similarly, not only from the meter reading, there can be a surge in consumption. There can be surge in load. So different parameters get captured. Based on the algorithms that we have developed, you can get a report which can detect 26 types of data theft scenarios. So that is the MDM or energy audit solution that we have. Revenue protection reports are built in our solution, which are around 26 in numbers, which are nothing but 26 types of thefts or indications that the system gives to you. And based on that, you can take an appropriate decision. Hope it answers.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Any other question from the participants? So, Mr. Agarwal, we await your concluding remarks, and then we can close the session. Thank you very much, Virtuoso Consulting, for supporting this workshop today. And yes, Mr. Agarwal.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sireen. Thank you for all the support. And thank you, audience, for being a patient and a delightful audience, as well as it being an interactive session. Thank you for everybody for your participation. And we are glad to help you in the journey of your transformation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And if in case there are many more questions, you may please write to us. We will forward it to Virtuoso and CS.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Request the host to end the